Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to That's What He Said. Today, I'm coming at you, PJs on, sitting in my spot that I normally sit in before I head to bed, to talk to you about a topic I think is only appropriate for the PM, for the nighttime. So coming at you from the PM myself. This is already off to a hot start. But anyway, coming at you to talk about dreaming. Now, dreaming, obviously, is something that everybody has experienced at some point in their life, but today I want to talk about dreaming in the future, talking about what is the difference between dreams and goals, why that's important to who we are at Center for Victory, and how you can apply that dreaming, that goal setting, that positive, optimistic, forward thinking to your life. So let's get going before I take up too much of the PM time myself. I guess you guys will see this in the morning and be like, what the heck is this crazy person doing? So let's get started. Okay, so to understand dreaming, I want to give you some background on me, I guess, and about my dad dealing with me, because yikes, poor guy. So from probably the ages of 11 and under, I had this irrational fear of sleeping without my dad in the room. I don't know if it's a protection thing or a safety thing, but from 11 and under, I slept with he had to be in the room when I fell asleep, and he would play music and help me not, go crazy. And then from 11 till now, I have fallen asleep with my phone beside me. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I know it's bad. Or my TV on. Even worse, I know. But I'm not saying that my sleeping habits are what we're talking about today. And honestly, we as in me, I'm working on them. So, it takes time. But I am somebody who dreams a lot. Especially I dream and I know I'm dreaming, and it's something I don't really care for. And I'm also a control freak. This just sounds like I'm self-deprecating. I'm not. I promise that I have good qualities. Sleeping is just not something that I'm necessarily naturally fond of. Let me tell you, things Faith's not fond of. Sleeping, darkness, quietness, and that's really about it, honestly. And having to wake up early, that's also, I don't like that either. Probably because I didn't sleep the night before. So I'm working on it. We can grow. We are, works in progress and masterpieces all at once. So anyway, not trying to justify that. But, so I fell asleep with him in the room because sometimes I would get overwhelmed by my dreams. And I would have, I have crazy vivid dreams. Then I know I'm dreaming, but it's that feeling when you're stuck there and you can't move. So I had that for forever, 5 ever long. And actually I still have that now sometimes, but I definitely have, now that I'm learning to regulate my emotions better, I don't have that as bad. So that's exciting. So with all of that, I have lived my life pretty much like that when I am awake or when I am asleep. And that is vividly, passionate, authentic, that's just what you see is what you get kind of thing. Especially now, I feel as I'm learning to manage my emotions a little bit better and being more vulnerable and open with all of that stuff. So I'm asking you, as we go through this dream stuff, also to try to be as authentic and vulnerable with yourself and with others, with your inner circle, as possible. With all of that, I have had dreams where I'd have the dream, whether it was a year before, a couple weeks before, whatever the timeline, and then we would be in that situation oh my gosh, I've seen this before. What the heck? I didn't even mean to dream this, and I've dreamt it. And actually, Josiah is an even better example of that, because he would dream something and it would just need to happen. I personally think that God gave him that gift to know where he was going. That their first mission trip happened to be Josiah's dream someday. And I don't know if that was my dad going to Africa first or them going to Africa together, but whatever it was, my brother dreamt it, it happened, and I think that's such a spiritual gift, and that's super cool. But with mine, it was just that they're so vivid, and obviously when I'm asleep, they feel like I'm awake and that I can't move. And as a control freak, we don't like that. We don't really like that. I'm speaking for us control freaks. I got you, homies. This is off the rails, genuinely sorry. As you can tell, PM video, I should stick with the AM ones where I'm put together, but speaking from the heart. With all of our dream stuff, it has been really interesting, and I think I've talked about it, but my dad just got certified in this Dream Manager curriculum, which is really, really cool. Him and I have been doing the sessions like one-on-one, which has been really fun. And we're going into session 3 now. And as you go through these sessions, like your first session is like setting all of these dreams. So there are 2 books that go with it. I read the 2 books. They're phenomenal. I was like highlighting a crap ton of stuff. So one of the main, obviously, like how you start the session 1, right out the gate. You start by writing down as many dreams as you have. And those are like big dreams. And I'm going to share mine so that you have maybe some examples if you want to try this. I think that'd be really cool if you did. So when we were setting our dreams, like I definitely felt like a little kid again. And I think a lot of my peace this year and my dreams and my goals have made me feel that way again. Like I'm just getting back to being a kid again, doing the things that I liked to do as a kid, doing the things that make me have that childlike joy. And one of the biggest things for me has been just being able to talk to my dad about all the things that I want and all the things that I used to dream about when he was in the room and all the things that he didn't even know I wanted to do and getting to know his dreams. Like it's just been so cool. And we started doing this with our Bible study and that's been really cool too. So my dad and I do it one-on-one. We do it with our Bible study. And then I think in a couple weeks, we're starting it with our leadership team, our C-suite or whatever you want to call it with Center for Victory, which is literally just our team. And that is going to be so exciting. Like I talked to Caleb a little bit about his dreams when we were doing our vision day at Western Beaver the other day. And it's just so exciting to share that dreaming with other people. And a lot of times I don't think that we do. I don't think we allow ourselves to feel that childlike joy that dreaming comes with because we're afraid of failing or we're afraid of success or we're afraid of even trying. And that's something that you have to learn to get over. So it takes time, and it does take time, and you have to give yourself grace in all of this because like I'm saying this from somebody who never had my dreams diminished as a kid, and you might be watching this thinking like, oh, well, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too broke, I'm too like busy, I'm too like not, I don't know, whatever maybe your to statement, your what if statement, take them out the door, or maybe journal about it so that you can like learn to regulate that. And maybe a dream of yours would be to conquer that thought. Truly simple as that. And it sounds simple, but that's the essence of it. It's like you're handling things that may be difficult. Like I'm handling some of my sleep things, like some of my weird fear things with sleeping and with my control and with gaining peace and all of the things that I know that I need to do to be a better person that may feel like growing pains at the time and may scare the living daylights out of me sometimes. Those are the things that you want to write down. So I think I finally got to 105, but when I wrote my 100 dreams, I was kind of conflicted because I had a lot, obviously like I made my own family category, which I'm not saying you have to do, but that is something that I feel is my essential purpose on earth. And it's been really cool to hear other people's dreams, but it's been even cooler to get to connect with my dad that way. And so with that, you write all your dreams down, and then we did like this priority reflection exercise, and basically I got to sum up like what I'm most excited to dream about. And there are 2 things, and honestly, if you know me, like even in the slightest, you could probably guess the general concept of my 2 most excited ones. One of my biggest dreams is to go to every national park, and that started with Zion when I was 10, and now it has come to happen, and it will happen, and I'm going to go to every national park. That is my biggest dream. I want to, and obviously this is a dream. Like I'm talking, when you're dreaming here, think big. Think past tomorrow. Think past what you think your limits are, your capabilities. There's so much more for you past your self-limiting beliefs. And there's so much more past those negative thoughts. Take those thoughts captive, maybe even make it a dream that you're able to think big and think dream focused and think about all of those things. But one of my biggest dreams is to go to every national park. So I told my dad this, and he was like, okay, well, we have the Grand Canyon Rim to Rim coming up in September. Do you want to go? And I said, no, I don't want to go. That sounds difficult, because I had a self-limiting belief. I had the self-doubt where I was thinking, oh, I'm not capable of that. That's difficult. That's a lot of walking. I'm a wuss. I can't do it. I'm too young to do it. I'm too not fit. I'm too like laissez-faire with my life. You know, all of the negative things that literally don't have value or make sense, I said. So then I was talking to my dad about it a little more, and I started praying about it and thinking about it. And when my boyfriend and I were in Sedona, or I guess we weren't even in Sedona, we were in Scottsdale at the time. I just woke up and I was like, I had a dream where I was doing it, and I'm like walking, and it was like in the middle of the day, and I don't know if it's like exactly the spot where we'll be walking. I'm excited to update you guys on that. But I had this dream where I'm like walking with my dad in the Grand Canyon, and he looks at me and he goes, "See what happens when you let go of control." And then I woke up. And I'm like, okay, like I wake up and you're like, you know, when you wake up and you're like, what the heck? Especially I woke up and it was early, first off, and I was like shaken to my core pretty much because I'm like, oh gosh, now I have to do this. And that's the thing about dreaming, that if it's a dream that's on your heart, it's meant to be there. You can't just ignore your dreams because of those self-limiting beliefs that you want to label. And I'm saying this as somebody who has like clearly made the excuse time after time where I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Like that's difficult, or that I'm too young to do that, or I'm not qualified, or like whatever imposter syndrome thing that I've made up obviously has no place in my dreams now. And it has no place in yours. Genuinely, it has no place in being in your dreams, because if you have a desire, a true desire on your heart, chase after it. Those are the things that matter, and those are the things that you obviously have on your heart for a reason. I believe that. I truly believe it, and I know you probably believe that out there, or maybe you're skeptical of it, but there's a little part, I think, of all of us that know that we're made for so much more than this. That we're made for so much more than those self-limiting beliefs. We're made for so much more than just not doing the desires and the dreams that we have. So you have to dream big. And what does that look like? It looks like going to every national park. And I've even had dreams that have lasted a while, and I'm only in my 20s. So my dreams have lasted a while. If you're not in your 20s, start dreaming now. If you are in your 20s, start dreaming now. If you're younger than me, older than me, whatever your situation may be, there is no age limit to dream. There is no capability. There is no this or that, whatever. Dream it. Dream it and then do it. So anyway, I have this dream about the Grand Canyon. I like wake up in a cold sweat, at least what it feels like. I like wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do the Grand Canyon. So I wake up, I do my devotional, I pray, and I'm like, okay, I need to just text him and tell him I'm gonna do it. And it was one of the first days we had gotten to Arizona, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like we're gonna hike here, and I'm gonna, like, what if I struggle on these hikes? These are like, I mean, we did one in Saguaro National Park. That was the first one my boyfriend and I went to together, and it was an 8-mile hike, and it literally felt like probably death creeping into my body itself. It was very difficult. The last 2 miles, we genuinely, I don't think, said a word to each other because we were just so drained, and there's also no water and so on and so forth. But we did it, and that was really cool, and we could say that we did it, and it was worth the view. And thank goodness that man is patient. Thank goodness. I will say that until the ends of time. In my dreams and out of my dreams, I will say that. But even that, I mean, like, my dad has watched me date some people who were not meant for me. And now that Mike has been in the picture, it's so exciting because he's such a dream come true. And I will try to keep the sappy stuff out of this. But it is a dream come true. So, and if it weren't for my dad pushing me to realize my potential and realize what I really want in a guy. I made this list a long time ago. It was like I literally have a 4-page list of what I want in a guy. And the minute I saw Mike, I knew he was everything in that. I didn't even need to check. And I still have not checked. But I prayed and prayed and prayed over that since like 10 years ago, probably. I prayed over that list for years and years. And now that he's finally in the picture, it just makes so much sense. And I'm so glad I kept chasing after the dream. And when roadblocks have come up, when I've created my own roadblocks, and you will get that. And I've done that. And I do that. I used to do that professionally pretty much. Like I would just create roadblocks for myself until I was miserable and realized, oh my gosh, you can just move the roadblocks. Nobody's even doing construction here. Just move the roadblock. So you finally realize you don't need to create your own obstacles. You don't need to create those self-limiting beliefs and those excuses. And then you sign up for the Grand Canyon, or you wait and you pray for the man that you've always wanted. And now I could look at him and say, I'm glad that I waited. Dreaming is going to make you realize that there are things that you're going to need to grapple with emotionally, intellectually, physically, spiritually, whatever it may be. And then you're going to have to do the things that scare the daylights out of you, the things that you might have to train for. Hint, hint, that might be coming up in the future of our channel and our posts for my Grand Canyon journey. And there might be things that make you uncomfortable about your future. Actually, I'm guaranteeing that. I think none of us really like the unknown. And if you do like the unknown, congrats. You've unlocked something about humanity that nobody else has unlocked, truly. But keep dreaming. Write down those 100 dreams. Write them down. Try to write down as many as you can. And in certain areas where, like my adventure dreams are probably my longest list. But those are also that area excites me the most. Obviously, besides my family one that I added, but so like my family, if you include my individual categories, my family and my adventure, they have my largest number of dreams. And I know that because those are my values, and those are the things that I feel are in line with my essential purpose. And I know that because that's when I feel the most childlike joy. That's when I feel like I'm living into my genius. I'm living into everything that I've been intended to do here. And I think I'll leave you, this is kind of all over the place. This is just like a stream of consciousness pretty much. But I thought with dreaming, and it's so important that we talk about it because it is something that my dad encourages, and actually we've been encouraging a lot with this new curriculum. But if you feel like you have a dream, if you feel like you have an essential purpose, or maybe you don't know what that is, like this is almost a pulse check, this video. I want you to use this as something that helps you grow, as a tool to help you grow into your dreams, and to start writing down everything. Write down the things that scare you. Write down your dreams. Write down how you can turn those into goals. Write down the dreams you're most excited about, least excited about, most worried about, so on and so forth. Like, there's so much power in writing stuff down. I never, ever, ever would have written down the Grand Canyon. In fact, when I started working for Center for Victory, I told my dad, I will start working for you guys if you don't make me do the Grand Canyon. And that was not even a year ago, guys. That wasn't even a year ago. And now I'm doing it. And I think it's actually the week before my 1 year at Center for Victory, which is even cooler. With all that, I want to encourage you guys with the wisdom that my dad's given me my whole life, and my mom too. Obviously, like when I'm talking about this stuff, and I think you guys got that last week, like this has been a team effort. Their love has made it a team effort. This is just who they are. This is who our family is. This is who our company is. You know that. I don't need to tell you that, but I just wanted to anyway. Overshare. But my dad has taught me a lot of things, but to continue dreaming has been one of the most crucial, important things he's ever taught me. To continue to wear my heart on my sleeve, yet protect it. To chase after my own peace, but push myself. To be able to grow into the person I'm meant to be, and to do that with the belief that I am meant for so much more than the imposter syndrome, the self-limiting beliefs, the anxiety, the doubt, the fear. But to not only face the fear, but to dance with it. Dance with your fear, write down your dreams, and do not forget that you're made for so much more than those self-limiting doubts, beliefs. Any negative that you have is not a truth. So use this, write down your dreams. I hope that you guys do. I'd love to hear your guys' dreams. Like, my dream is to go to every national park, so if you follow me on social media and you see that, now you'll know why I'm doing that. I actually have one coming up, the one in Ohio, I'm doing with one of my best friends in the whole world. I'm very excited, and that's the thing about dreams, is you get to do them with your best friends in your inner circle, and you get to do them because you wrote them down, because you made them true. You made them happen, and you're going to make them happen. Write down your dreams. Let us know how we can help. We just did this with Western Beaver at their Vision Day, so we have a lot of excitement coming up with all of this dreaming stuff, and we look forward to hearing what you guys are dreaming. Maybe your dream is an AMP trip like mine that I didn't even know about, so look through our AMP trips when you get the chance. And with all of that being said, I'm sorry this was a little bit clustery mess all over the place. This is what happens when Faith doesn't even write an outline for the videos. Sorry. But keep dreaming, dream on, and don't forget about all of the greatness you have in you. Don't forget to be awesome. Don't forget to continue dreaming, and certainly dance with the fear. Don't let it win. dance with it, write down your dreams, and if they scare you, then they're good enough dreams. And if they don't, make them bigger. Thank you guys for watching. I feel like all of this video was all over the place too, because this is kind of all of the stuff my dad has taught me about dreaming, just all spewed out. Like, it's like him speaking through me, just with lower vocabulary, maybe a couple less pauses, faster talking, and a female voice. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next week in the AM, maybe with an outline and with a whole lot more dreams. Excited to hear yours. Maybe comment yours down below if you made it this far in the video. If not, good night. I will see you next week on That's What He Said.